One of the biggest separations between humans and any other mammal on this planet is the ability of language. Instead of voicing mere sounds, we've evolved into creating strings of sentences, each connected by words that hold weight in their own right. Before we explore how language changes the way we think, hit that subscribe button to help us create more content on brain and behavior, giving you the right knowledge to mine the gold in mind. For those who know multiple languages, they've come to learn that one of the beauties of knowing many languages is the ability to understand a given culture deeply. There are 7,000 languages used in the world, and each has its own ties to the culture that it's bound to. It is a scope into understanding a bit more about the people, their beliefs, values, and overall culture again. In fact, according to anthropological linguist Daniel Everett, language acts as a cultural tool that helps to relate to the community at large. For example, the word sobremesa in Spanish, for example, refers to the time spent after a meal where you and your friends sit and talk with one another at the table. This simple word says so much and gives a peek into the cultural importance of conversation and connection in Spanish-speaking countries. Moving to the east, the word nunchi in Korean literally means eye measure, but refers to the ability in gauging people's thoughts and feelings. It can also be used similarly to the word tact, or being tactful, having the sensitivity of dealing with people in specific situations. This single Korean word tells a lot about the society at large, where they place great importance on the collective. Caring, being conscious of, and having an awareness of the people around you. Examples like sobremesa or nunchi are everywhere in every language. The way we speak and the words we use are largely influenced by the social contexts we grew up in, and this in itself largely shapes culture and therefore behavior. So on a macro level, if the culture we are in plays a large part in how we behave and think, even the most micro, nonchalant words should shape our overall identity and personality. In fact, social psychologist James Penbaker helped develop a program in 1990 that sifted and analyzed hundreds of words of roughly 400,000 texts, from college essays, instant messages, chat rooms, and conference transcripts. The result from this analysis gave hints that function words such as pronouns, articles, and conjunctions were important in revealing someone's psychological state. For example, when looking at our use of pronouns, the research found that it shares insight into where the speaker focuses their attention on. Those who use I regularly often demonstrate great self-focus. So let's say a person asks the question, how is living in that city? One person can answer, it's great, while another responds, I think it's great. While the use of I think may be seemingly insignificant and irrelevant, it actually shows that the person is more focused on themselves. Interestingly, the researchers found that depressed people use the word I more often than emotionally stable people. So what does this all mean for us? The principle of linguistic relativity refers to the way people see the world being largely influenced by the language we use and how we talk about things. If the examples of how language shapes its culture, thought, behavior, and identity tell us anything, it is that the words we use and how we use them are important. Even something as simple as our perception of color is governed by the way we choose to describe them. That is evident from studies that show that discriminating colors with different words activate stronger responses in the left hemisphere of the brain rather than distinguishing them with the same word. In both a figurative and literal sense, language affects how we see the world. Framing plays a significant role in whether we succeed at something or don't even try at all. How we choose to frame our words and sentences, even the small subtle differences, can be the differentiating factor between someone who has accomplished something versus someone who should be able to. As a quote once goes, languages don't limit our ability to perceive the world or to think about the world. Rather, they focus our attention and thought on specific aspects of the world. So, just as language can be learned, you can also learn to train your brain on how to learn. So to do so, make sure to click that video on the left and subscribe to this channel so we can help you mine the gold in mind.